Impressive. I'd expect no less from the children of Colonel Cassius. But it appears you are too late. No! What is happening? No! I've only heard the stories. The pillar stopped spinning. That's not good. Everyone's just standing around over there. Damn! It's a total Aureole shutdown! Yeah, actually, like, I was thinking this, like, isn't this actually a good thing if we turn off whatever the Doomsday weapon is? Since that's what the Gospel does. But, I don't know. We'll see. What was that? It's the Aureole shutdown phenomenon, but it's not like before. Feels like something was released. Oh no, there was an Aureole lock on something? Yeah, power got right back. That's not good. Warning. All personnel. Warning. Huh? That thing is talking. First barrier on sealed Aureole device has been confirmed as no longer operative. Confirmed Gospel has been activated. Device towers have been enabled. Ooh boy. Yeah, those things, okay. Can't help but notice there's 4 elemental colors to them, matching the 4 elements we have for spells. What the significance of that is, I presume we're about to find out. What the hell's going on? The first barrier. The sealed Aureole device? What's this all about, Colonel? I don't know. I didn't expect. First barrier has collapsed. Ring is emitting very slight interference. Destruction of seal on Ring Guardians confirmed. All personnel should evacuate the sealed area immediately. Oh my god, it's the laboratory's gonna blow up? Oh no! Oh my god! What are these freaky looking things? Stay on your toes! These are the Ring Guardians! Are these artifacts of the Ancients too? I don't believe it! The archaisms are huge! Gate sealed. Aureole power source activated. System restart complete. Target coordinates. Oh boy, they're all going very quickly here. Oh, hey, we are all topped off. Look at that. But okay. Okay then. This is our next encounter, huh? What are we dealing with here exactly? Got right forceps, Reverie. Hey, that's funny because Trails into Reverie just came out. I wonder if this thing shows up in it. That'd be curious. Left forceps only has 3,000 health, half of right forceps. And the big boy has 12,000. Okay. Okay. Well, let's just get cracking. This one I wonder if, like... Oh! 0 damage. Is this a thing where... Let's test a theory here. Is this a thing where this guy only takes... one of them only takes physical and one of them only takes magic damage? It's looking a little bit like that. Okay, okay, okay. Let's find out. Try this on for size. Okay, that's damage. It's gonna take a while, though. 3,000 health to take away with this? Okay. Did the Reverie just skip a turn? Did I see that right? A little worried now. This is groovy music, by the way. Now I'm feeling it. Can't reach all three of them with that. Okay. Drop another Shadow Spear. Strength up. Does that affect spells? There isn't a magic up, so it has to, I assume. There we go. Here come those missiles! Okay, time to think about healing a little bit. A wee bit here. Although damage isn't terrifying so far. But we're not exactly doing amazing numbers either. Alright, let's test the theory and do this real quick. This hits all of them. See how you like this, sucker. Honestly, I should, because Olivier is my primary healer. I should be saving, like, he should not be the one dealing with magic immune guy, right? I should probably just be doing this instead. Oh, that's not great damage. Okay. Wait, this guy uses arts even though it's weak against... okay, I don't know. No one who's got Impede is ready to go right now. Let's move over here just to... yeah, okay, that one tracks Joshua. Got it. Oh, that guy moved out of the area, and... okay, well, that's confirmed. You see that? 0 damage now to this dude, so... that should mean that this should do some serious damage. Yes! Uh-oh. It's aiming at its buddy, so... I have a terrifying feeling that's a healing spell that's about to come. Or possibly like a buff. Oh, that's cool the way that thing shuffled right there. I like that. Okay, okay, okay. Can't reach all of them. I mean, this big mech, the Reverie, it's so huge that it, like covers up the entire area there. Like the whole area, the medium area, like, it took it up. Try this on. Yeah. The real thing is we gotta get an impede on that thing. I also want to heal up Estelle and Joshua, actually. Let's do that. Since we can aim that really nicely like that, so there we go. Yeah. No, quick draw. Catch these two. It's not great damage. That's really not worth doing that, honestly. Damn, we couldn't get... oh, but... he had the impede. Oh, Olivier had the impede. Oh, nerds. Oh, but I can do this. That's an embarrassing mistake from yours truly. He totally had the impede that I could have used on that guy. Oh boy, damage is piling on. We need to, speaking of impede. Oh, I'm getting really mixed up here. I should like get my shit a little better together. Anyway, let's hit the turn off button right there. And it's like, why you? You know, I can't get a heal off, but it can't hurt to put an Earth Guard up, yeah? Ah, but this very quick tiara here will keep us competitive, shall we say. They're just not close enough for me to pop off this move here. And I can't believe such huge enemies I can't, like, hit both of them with this, so fine. Instead, let's just, Earthland should be pretty strong, right? I hope. This dude's a healer. Even more reason to, like, wipe out the blue thing. Kapow! That's cute. Max guard. Oh no! Well, immediate benefits, I guess, but immediately wiped away too. Ooh, oh, that's not too bad. It was quite peppy, actually. Uh. 500 health? Okay, we've almost got this thing. Oh no! Oh. It's not affected at all by that, so instead I'm just gonna dual strike this guy. Wow, that's not great. Anyway, I'm not making the same mistake twice. Shutting you down. I'm actually... Nice, even though it's 0 damage, the effect still works, so that's all I needed. Suck it. I'm digging this music. It's got that kind of weird tech vibe to it, too, because we're fighting weird machines. I like it a lot. Let's... Maybe, I don't know. Preparing to use arts. Also preparing to use arts. Time to shut this guy down, and I can't use Estelle's thing because Estelle needs to heartbreak. Down. Now, what's this guy say about that? I don't know. Ooh. Is lining up something big? Still, I gotta shut this guy's plans off. Why you? Why you? Why you? What a freaking trade. That's awesome. Back and forth punches there. I love it. Now, who is... Ooh, boy, better get out of that line. Estelle might get hit by this, so I might wanna do something about that. Barely can't reach the both of us. Okay. So what's this damage like? Damn, he walked close to that line right there. Not a fan. Speed. Now then, let's get... Yeah, no. Let's get the heck out of this laser's path, and hope Estelle counts as outside of the laser. Might have singed Estelle's eyebrows, but she's fine. Okay, we can get an impede on this dude. Good. Alright, so no use using arts on this thing, like, at all. Instead, just go for that right there. Well, now these two are nicely spaced out. I bet they're, like, immune to blind. But... yeah, resist. Yeah. Should have known. The real move... Nope, not that one. Real move is right here. Whatever this guy's planning, don't think so. Almost got him shut down. After that, it's just the reverie we gotta deal with. Ooh, that's way bigger, that area, than it looks. Okay. I forgot to use Hard Break, but that's fine, because my damage was actually groovy enough to put this guy out of business. Whew, lucky break. Estelle has hard break. I should have used that. What a fool I am. Flicker does nothing to slow this guy down. I doubt Cloak and Dagger is gonna work on it either, so, it's time to go in, I guess. All in on the Reverie. Ooh, what could we do here? Earthguard, actually put that on myself because my health is terrible. Although, okay, we're about to get a heal right here. Oh, I'm playing risky here. Hoping, if this thing attacks, Tita, hoping, like, Tita can tank one more attack while I set up Earthguard. Oh, interesting! Yo, okay. So that one happens when too many people get into melee, huh? Oh, it's under 10,000 now, too. Great. Is this the final boss? Just like a crazy big boy guardian? Or is there gonna be even something after this? Because this feels... not quite as climactic as I might have hoped for. I don't know. Hey, look, we're nicely spaced now. Thanks for swinging us with that big haymaker there, dude. Now we're nicely lined up to actually pull off the Happy Trigger, which Olivier has right in stock. Wow, I would not have guessed that we'd be doing this well with this party, you know? Because I was a little worried about this party setup. But, like, we're doing it. Maybe, seeing Tita's performance, maybe I would have liked somebody else in the party instead of her. Possibly, but I think she's doing okay. And hey, if we can pull off her minigun attack, the meme value of that is gonna be big worth it. Oh, lucky with that earth wall set up like that. Yeah, let's work on getting her. Let's see if we can get that minigun in this fight. That would be just so good. Alright, well here's a free turn for us to just tank some hits. Everybody's earth guarded up. Oh! Going for this though, so yeah. First that with the big strength boost, that's big damage. And there we go, let's break 2,000. Come on, Estelle. Nah. It was a dream, but we didn't quite achieve it. Take that. Wow, we're going really danger close there. Yeah, we don't have dual strike ready to go, so just go for a regular hit. Okay, we're piling this damage in. Here it comes. Yeah, Stella just brushes off like, that it. Oh, 5,000 health. Yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this, everybody. Oh, I should have tested if you can interrupt its laser with the, like, impede thing, because it doesn't mention it's casting an art when it does that, so... I'm not sure. Oh, no. Oh, right, goes guard. Huh. Funny that works like that. Fire! That's actually really good damage from Tita. Wow, I gotta... Oh, because she had strength up, actually. That'll do. We're doing it! These damage numbers are adding up. It's not terrible at all. Ow! Oh boy, donkey missiles, or whatever you want to call them. Oh. I'm also now, just because this does not seem... I mean, Colonel Richard seemed tougher, honestly, the boss fight against him. That was a little bit more knife's edge, but... which is also making me think, like, is this gonna actually... is there gonna be still a fight after this? Because this is, like, pretty... this is happening pretty handily, you know? Oh, we're so close. I can taste that minigun. I actually, that's why I want to style it. I just love the idea of, I love the idea of, like, Tita just going ham with a minigun on this guy. Is there anything that just gives you... no, these don't give you CP. Would have been really nice to just... drop that real quick there. Oh, well, now we can test this. Yeah, let's find out if this works. Why the heck not? It does not stop the death ray from happening. Which means... well, Tita's gonna be fine. In fact, yeah, I can actually... let's see if Tita gets the kill on this giant robot. That would be awesome, because first we're gonna do this. And don't even think about your death ray. Oh, imagine someone firing like a beam spam, like dual, like Dragon Ball Z style, the two beams clashing, but one is a laser and the other is a minigun hail. Oh, I love it. Suck it! Yeah, I didn't think that damage would be enough, but boy, that was satisfying. Comes the kill beam! Okay, yeah, pretty big damage, but thankfully tankable when you have full health. Oh my god, is Estelle gonna get the kill? I should probably have saved this for... I'm too excited. I should have saved this for... if there is a fight after this. But come on, this is so cool! 3 limit breaks in a row just ripping this guy apart. Can you imagine that visual of all 3 of these guys going ape on this robot? That's so awesome! Uh-oh. Why won't it just drop already? Looks like it still has some power left in it. Watch out! Oh god, there is a phase 3. I really should have saved that ability. Mode, Annihilation, Ring Guardian, Reverie. Now resuming extermination activity. Yeah, I guess forceps is a part of the arm. We did not get a health top off this time, and okay, this is a final fight. If there's like a glowy nightmare world, then that's a final boss fight. Oh, aren't you a cute new fella? Alpha drone. I hope that's not what I think it is, which is a bomb. Anyway, Reverie now has 20,000 health. Ah! I really wasn't prepped for a recording session like this today. I had no idea that we'd get here like this and it would be like this, so... okay! I feel like this guy's gonna be summoning those drones quite a few, so it just casually did that. That's like a visual clue, so I don't think going after this guy is gonna be necessarily smartest move in the world. Resource-wise, we're doing pretty damn good here, though. That music is so good. Why don't we just do this? Suck it! Alright, gonna have to work a little harder, then.
My love I give to thee.
Hiya! Okay, good. 3 people with an Earth Wall or an Earth Guards. I would say pretty good setup. Also, this robot's awesome now that it got transformed in this new mode. Double A canceller. That's not good. And it's got an area effect. Oh, but it didn't actually... That's weird. This time it didn't impede Even though it was called AA Canceller. Okay. Now how you want to play it, then that's how you want to play it. Huh? Yeah, we're gonna have to come up with some bigger hits than this then. We're gonna knock this guy down. How much damage does this Alpha Drone take? Wow, that's little damage. That's not a plan at all. Ow. Okay. Wow, that's a problem. These Alpha Drones, if those just keep spawning in and they're that resilient. Oh, well that did okay. Huh. Okay, I think area moves might be a way to just focus on AoEs to like kind of try to keep this manageable. Although maybe a heal right about now would be nice. Boy, this thing is doing moves fast, by the way. Another turn from the Reverie. Okay, I see what your game plan is, and I don't like it, sir. No! No! That's what this fight's gonna be? Is like we do have to handle these drones, or they just keep healing the Reverie? Oh, what a dirty fight. Okay. Move out of there, huh? Oh, he still gets to move off. This is gonna hurt. Ow! Whoa, 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 whoa. Beginning cooldown for all parts. Oh, oh! Oh, is that how you want to play it, sir? I gotta risk this because this guy is like that. Got a defense cooldown thing. Yeah! Oh, here comes an art. Not good, not good. Okay, Hey, you can't use that laser right away. That's not fair. Oof. Ow, oh my god. Okay, 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 okay. I don't think so. Hey, that was decent damage. Why did we do awful damage that one time? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna hit these two, so... Got rid of one drone. No! Oh, Lord, this is a tough fight. If they do all of this nonsense, these Alpha drones, okay. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, now I'm a little more worried. I really did not. I should have guessed that that fight was that, like, easy runnings. I should have guessed that this is what it's gonna be then.
We're good to go.
Is that defense debuff still on the Reverie? Don't think it is. Still gonna do this though. Yeah! Hey! Death Rage. What? Wait, we can't... I only have 4 Celestial... We can't survive attacks like that. That was nuts. What? Oh my god. Whatever this spell is, I gotta get rid of it, so I'm gonna do that. Even though this happens. Ugh. What? Oh no. Okay, he's like, you know what you could use? More drones. Let's do that. Oh, that damage is bad. That damage is bad. Can I hit... Oh, I can hit all three of them if I run over here. Let's go. Man, that death telekinesis move was something bad. Oh my god, please, Joshua, let's just survive this move. Yes. But he got impeded after all. Why did it happen to Estelle? Does Estelle's ribbon stop that as well? Oh god. Okay, safely diffused. Do I risk this? Because I don't know what this drone's gonna do. I'm gonna risk it. Gonna prepare to use an art on... I can't tell who. Maybe Joshua? Can't tell who was about to get a... Oh no, I'm gonna get that spell cast on me. Oh no. Oh, mega no. No! Stop doing this! You can't use this move this quick. Ugh. Okay. We only now got him under 15, like 1/4 of his health, too. Which is how nuts this fight is. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick here, use a reviving balm. A little break here from yours truly. Bring in that tier all balm. Should I kill one of the drones instead? No, I want to pile on the reverie. Sick of this guy. Little by little, but oh boy, I'm scared. Hey, you just used that move like 2 turns ago. This is... That's unbelievable. You can't do that.
How could I fail?
Okay, this time I'm gonna use a Celestial Balm.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's so dirty. How can he do that immediately so soon? Anyway, I'm gonna try and sneak this in. An Earth Wall. Oh wow, actually we did sneak that in. That's really lucky. Everyone's huddled up over there. Yup. Airstrike's not too bad. Laser's not so fond, though. Oh my god, this guy gets CP. Alright, let's... Nice. Tanked it with that guard. That's good. Fire! Well, things considered, that's pretty good damage. Oh! Malfunction. Beginning self-diagnostics. Right arm damaged. AA canceller jammed. Which means we can play a little looser with these, Yay. Okay. Nice. Probably should have used the Aureole, actually. Oh, playing keep away, are you? That's our Earth Wall gone, but hey, it bought us a turn, so that's nice. Can I... This is insane, I can keep spamming this. Just buying time like a moron. This is a very dirty tactic, but like, for the moment I'm just gonna play this, I guess. I'll try to think of something clever to do here. We can't impede because... Let's just hit this guy while we can. Seems to be our main mode of doing damage for the moment, so... Alright, sounds like arm is still jammed, that's good. Should have used Aureole again. Okay. Hoo-ha! Alright, what's the smart move here with, put a spell, I mean... Okay, who is it this time? Hopefully one of the... No, Estelle! I'm not sure Estelle can, like, tank this. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. My word! I was hoping it would go for one of the people with Earthguard on, but apparently it was too much to hope for, AI being that dumb. We're really low on Celestial Bombs. I really should have just splurged on these when I was shopping at the Professor Russell's. I'm biting my nails here. This is so scary. Hitting from that far, huh? Yeah, I don't think so. Let's just do this. Especially while these drones are far away from us, so we won't take the self-destruct damage, hopefully. Except that one's gonna... Probably. Okay, yeah, tag me. Another benefit might be that this guy is going to waste turns trying to create new drones, so... Oh, look at how low the damage was. It was critical, too. Hey, wait a second, didn't he just use this?
Not now.
I do not understand how this guy is doing this. This is, getting to the point of not being fun anymore. We got him down to half health, so that's something. Eep. Last Celestial Balm. I think probably the safest thing to do here. But watch him do Death Rage again and just destroy Joshua also. Please don't. Please, I'm just kidding. Please. Okay, going for that AoE, huh? Now a good time for Earth Wall. can't get more than 2. I don't know. Instead, pile on that damage, I say. But I really like that CP heal for one of my guys. Nice. That was perfectly positioned. Okay. Actually, should we go for the attack while we have this crit available? Why don't we just... Let's see how this works. There we go. Clear away one little ad. This guy isn't summoning new drones at the moment, so, like, might as well. Oh, please tell me that giant CP boost doesn't mean it's gonna get, like, death thingy once again. Oh, no, it's going for the kill beam. Can get 2 people out of the way with that. Alright, spread out! Can't quite reach. I could have saved 2 of these if I did that. Well, you know what I could do? Like a little noble thing here. Joshua can probably tank this laser. Not so sure about Okay, suck up. Okay. Beginning cooldown for all parts. Oh! Guess who just got Forte? And the defense debuff on the Reverie. Gonna break 2,000? Come on! So close! So close! Suck it, Dolphin. Gonna pop this off real quick. Keep us a little bit okay-ish. There we go. And not much help if this happens. Should have just done this, honestly. But I was hoping to do... I was hoping to, you know, use Sever. Well, I can technically still... Can I click out of this when my own turn comes back? I'm not... Oh, okay, I'm not stuck doing that. Okay, cool. Down to 6,000 health, so this is, the dream is real. Oh, boy. Oh, really? This is unavoidable, huh? I'm banking a lot on this, but let's see how this goes. He's fast enough, but I can't get Estelle. I should have just moved Estelle closer. What a freaking strat, man! And the name isn't great for this move. I'll say that much. Oh boy! Okay. Alright, you can tank that move if you're at full health and you're not Tita. Beginning cooldown for all parts. Yeah, defense better be down. Gonna miss out on this defense debuff, aren't we? Because I'm now doing this nonsense, but I wanna keep my team together here. Oh my god. Let me guess, like this guy's just gonna keep doing this all the time now, huh? Is that the vibe? Okay. Oh! Malfunction. Beginning self-diagnosis. Core badly damaged. Laser inoperative. Okay, but how about the giant kill move? It got interrupted! Lucky, lucky, lucky. Oh? This is such a cheap tactic, but I think we gotta play it. But plus, this is eating through my EP, so this is not a guaranteed, like, strat. Anyway, we can also pull this out, and boy, are we gonna use it. Less than 5,000 health. And it hasn't been spawning drones anymore. Maybe that was only like an early phase thing. Maybe shutting off the right arm took that option away as well. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Whew. Is it gonna go... Oh, going for Joshua. Okay, so the AI isn't smart enough to avoid guard. But let's see if this is super special and, like, breaks through guard. Let's find out. No! Wow, okay. A small grace from the game. Because, wow, this would have been tough if we had a KO right now. Oh yeah! Let's drop Shadow Spear on this guy. Try this. Right in the cockpit. Well, it's unmanned, but... Uh-oh. Different colored drone. Beta drones. Slightly more health, but... the implications escape from me. Okay. The big one is coming, huh? Big one incoming, and... this is a bit of a cheap tactic, but, like, probably the smart move in this very, very bad situation. Less than 2,000 health. Come on, come on. Who's gonna break first? I don't know. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm, like, actually really... this one's got my blood pumping. The first Reverie fight, you know... should have guessed that it would turn out like this. And this one, it's teetering. I think this is a fair fight, but boy, is it's on a knife's edge. I'm, like, so terrified. Beginning cooldown for all parts. Yeah, you better. Oh boy. Anti-magic barrier. Arts guard, huh? So that is a bit of a bad moment for that to come out, honestly. However, with that defense down and this guy having this little health, I must break you. Die. Was that it? No! One last insult! Who's it going for? Joshua! No! Is he the only one who didn't get, like, KO'd yet by this move? Because we got the guard? I will avenge you, Joshua. Just watch. We still have to kill the drone after this. No, I don't think so. Game over. You overgrown freaking toy. Did we beat it? Yeah. Or at least none of the parts are moving anymore. Whoa, he's just gonna teleport it in. The Ring Guardian. Seems like its goal was to destroy this facility. To destroy the seat of the Aureole. Oh, this was... Wait a second, what? This thing was meant to... prevent the Aureole from being used? Oh, wait, this might have been a bad move. When the Aureole was sealed, it was sealed along with it. Disabled, but set to be reactivated if anyone tried to take the artifact. Maybe the ancients were in dispute over the Aureole themselves. But where is it, then? What? How is it still able to move? Okay. My legs don't wanna work. Joshua! Estelle! What? Going for a sucker punch! Ooh. Yeah! Huh? Not a chance! Colonel! I'll deal with this. Get out of here, now! But... You barely survived fighting this thing the last time. I'm still ready for combat. I can buy you some time at least. Yeah, okay. But thanks for your last minute. Good guy attend. Oh, man, he's styling on this guy, too. Wow. Wow. He really did learn his techniques from Dad. What are you doing? Go! Now! Oh, no. That's gonna make it a little harder. Ah! Colonel! What should we do? Shut up and go! My fate was sealed when I lost my fight with you. No! Don't worry about it. My plan may have ended in failure. But if I can help you, perhaps that will be repentance enough. Uh-oh. Someone's just like such a pity. If you think this is a hopeless battle, then that's exactly what it will be. There's some man. Have you Ooh! Have you forgotten everything I taught you? Ha! It can't be. Now, finish him off. What? What? Hold on! Is this right? Wait a second. It's got 5,000 health. Is this gonna be enough? I don't know, but this is so cool. This is just like what we did in the first phase of the Reverie. Come on, come on! It's what I always wanted. Oh, it's not gonna be enough.
Let me show you the true essence of
Fucking Alpha Strike this ass. I'm not sure. It's gonna cut close depending on how hard these lads hit. Oh, Estelle, Estelle. What have you got in your pocket for us? Imagine if this guy hits us with a, like, insta-death laser at this point. It's missing its arm, so it can't do annihilation. Oh? No, never mind! We broke 2,000! I actually have my fists in the air. That was so hype! We won! Thank you for your help, everyone. Oh, the main theme starts playing. That's so cool. Estelle, Joshua, I'm home. It's been quite a while. Dad! You've still got a long way to go, but I can see that your training has paid off. I suppose I'll give you a passing grade this time. Oh, that cheeky dad. We just prevented, colossal annihilation of the kingdom and everything. No big deal. Like a coup that could have resulted in some kind of horrible accident. Oh, no worries. Just passing grade. B+, no worries. Enough! Don't give me that! What are you even doing here? What indeed? Perhaps I just wanted to see the ending. What do you mean by ending? I see you're just as cheerful as ever, Dad. Well, you look like you've gotten taller. Has looking after Estelle been as difficult as I think it has? What's that supposed to mean? Depends on the day, really. But to be fair, she looks out for me too. It balances out. Good. Sounds like it's been a worthwhile journey.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Cassius Bright.
Wasn't Olivier looking for Cassius? We found that out in one of those secret cutscenes. Well, this is interesting.
My name is Olivier. I am a traveling musician from the Empire.
Is that so? When time permits, I should like to discuss a few things with you. Uh-oh. I think Dad knows a little bit more about Olivier than he's letting on. In the meantime, please know that you have my thanks for assisting my son and daughter.
Think nothing of it. It's been a worthwhile pursuit. Nevertheless, I am impressed by your skill. It is rare that one gets to watch a living legend at work.
Well, I'm still working on it myself.
Oh, Mr. Cassius, it's sure been a long time, huh?
Hello, Tita. It's only been a year, but you've grown so much. I trust you've gotten along with Estelle and Joshua?
Yes, sir. They said that I could be their little sister.
Excellent. Welcome to the family. I leave my ever-so-flighty daughter to you. Keep her safe. This really isn't the time for chit-chat. I swear, you just pop up out of nowhere at just the right moment to make the most dramatic entrance you can. Well, it seems like everything's back to normal. Professor! There you are. You're a bit late to the party, though, I'm afraid.
Well, after you went on ahead, we were surrounded by a horde of those mechanized monsters.
Oh, of course he would have cooked up with the B team if he came the same way as we did. Cassius, that makes sense.
We managed to keep them at bay somehow or another, though, and here we are. In any case, it seems like all affairs have been set in order.
Yes. Much remains to be done, but this, at least, has been resolved. But... Isn't the Intelligence Division's battalion getting close to the castle by now?
No doubt, along with patrol ships. Dad, did you check out the situation on the surface before coming down here?
Yes, and you've no need to worry about that. General Morgan said that he has the situation under control. And with Sid's help, this craziness will be quelled in no time. Sid! We got a freaking Final Fantasy crossover! I can't remember. Was there a character called Sid in this story so far? And did I not make any Final Fantasy jokes up until this point? I really can't remember. I'm sorry, guys.
What?
I see. So you took care of them on your way here, then. The wonders of widescreen again. He was just kind of sitting there. This was supposed to be a dramatic reveal as the camera swung on him, but he was just there the whole time. So, you're awake.
We'd placed General Morgan under strict observation. Sid couldn't risk defying us because we held his family hostage.
Oh, is Morgan's name Sid? Sid Morgan? Oh, okay.
Yet you freed both from our grasp.
Oh, no, never mind. Apparently there's two people, Sid and... What was the name of that one, like, the guy who was in Leiston Fortress who was, like, on our side? Was that Sid? I can't remember his name. Ugh.
I suppose I did. However, Richard, that's about all I've done. Even had I not returned, they would have been able to handle it themselves.
No, you're wrong. You're a hero. You left the military. Left all of us. What were we supposed to do? I didn't think we could survive another invasion. So, I had to find something else we could rely on. If you had stayed in the service, it never would have come to this.
Whoa!
Ugh! Stop being such a child, Richard. You're the one who made the mistake of never letting go of the delusions you had about me. For all your schemes, why could you never stand on your own 2 feet? I thought it would be okay to retire. I thought I could comfortably leave the army in your care.
Colonel,
I'm not an icon to be hailed. A decade ago, you and General Morgan helped me, and we were victorious. But I'm no more than a man who's run away from reality without protecting the things that are important to him.
Dad! He's saying the same thing that Estelle said earlier. That's so cool.
But I have no intention of running anymore. That's why I expect the same from you, Richard. I want you to think about this whole mess. Think about what you did wrong and how you can atone for it. You'll have plenty of time, believe me.
And so the Intelligence Division's planned coup d'etat was thwarted. General Morgan and Major Sid organized the military authorities to keep the chaos to a minimum. Was it Sid was the guy in the castle? Wow, I'm so sorry. He had a portrait and everything, and I couldn't remember his name. And the conspirators in the Intelligence Division were arrested, one by one. 1 week later... Oh yeah, the Queen's anniversary! And we can, like, actually celebrate it. Booyah! There's just one nagging thing. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. I feel like there's one thread we've left, like, kind of in the open here a little bit. No use thinking about it right now. It'll be fine. Everybody's here! I love it. Basically everybody. All our heroes and allies got to be there. That's so cool. Oh, except the Bracers, I guess, weren't there, but they get to hang out here. Estelle and Joshua Bright, in honor of your recent work, the Grancel branch of the Bracer Guild has prepared you a letter of recommendation. Take it with our blessing. Yes, sir! Received payment for the Aureole gig. Where's my money? No, but come on. It's not the real reward here. Still Junior Bracer First Class, but let's see if that's about to change. Because we got that recommendation. With this, you now have 5 such letters, I believe. Sir Cassius, if you will do the honors?
I will. Estelle and Joshua Bright, in accordance with the rules of the Guild, this will qualify you both to become full-fledged bracers. Present your letters of recommendation.
Yes, sir. By all means, please verify their authenticity. Handed over the letters of recommendation.
The Roland, Bose, Ruan, Zeiss, and Grancel branches have now confirmed the authenticity of all 5 signatures. The final rank, Junior Bracer, rank 1. I never thought you'd come so far. Honestly, it's a little frightening. In Idios's name, and
By the seal of the Bracer Guild, both of you are promoted to full-fledged bracers. Take your emblems, you two.
Yes, sir! We got it!
Ugh!
Congratulations, guys.
Hey! Those emblems look good on ya.
I have to admit, you two did good, but just this once.
Thanks, everyone. Oh, come on, not the other Bracer team's not gonna get to say anything? Aww. We never would have reached this point without everyone's help.
Your true careers as bracers start now. Bear that in mind.
I understand. We'll be even more dedicated. How much more dedicated do you have to be than to, like, stop a coup? I'm sorry if I'm harping at this, but it's so crazy that that was their, like... That's what they were central to. Stop, like, this giant crisis that they solved. Now, I hate to break up such a happy occasion, but I'm afraid I do have some unfortunate news that I must tell all of you.
What's that?
Today marks the final day of Cassius Bright's membership with the Bracer Guild. He is going to be returning to active duty within the Royal Army. Whoa, what? What? Really?
Since I've been away for so long, I feel bad bringing this up so suddenly. But the chaos that had resulted from the attempted coup must be quelled. The military needs major reorganization to deal with the damage that the intelligence division caused. I plan to help out with that.
Oh, I get it. Since bracers can't be soldiers. Hey, did you higher ranks already know about this?
Yes, he already discussed it with us. It is discouraging, but we can never truly become independent if we always lean on those more experienced. That's a pretty good lesson, honestly. This game's being pretty even-handed about the fact that, yeah, Cassius is awesome, but that's not the be-all, end-all, you know? I kind of appreciate that.
And hey, think of it as less competition. Now that Cassius is out, maybe you can take the top spot. Eventually.
I suppose that's true.
This means that we're gonna be really busy, though.
Well, you do have 2 new full-fledged bracers on hand now. You can work them like dogs instead of me.
Dad. I guess our lives are about to get pretty hectic, huh?
Jeez, Dad. Can't you at least stay with us until the end of the birthday celebration?
I'm sorry, but there's a war council starting immediately. Colonel Richard may be in custody, but there are plenty of his special ops cohorts still at large. Captain Amalthea is also hiding somewhere in the underground ruins.
Oh, that's interesting. The captain didn't get captured? Wow, okay.
And if that weren't enough, it looks like those sky bandits ran off in all the confusion.
Oh, that actually warms my heart to know that the Kapuas are out there being like the C-tier villains again. That's so cute.
You have to stay on guard so they don't cause any trouble during the festival.
Oh, those guys are just a constant pain in the ass.
Either way, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
The increased security is just for peace of mind. The real issue is that we really don't know the significance of what happened underground. You can only guess at what effect breaking that seal will have.
Man, this is actually really nice, because I don't know if I've ever mentioned, I don't know if I enjoy like a huge story that ends on a giant cliffhanger and then you have to wait for the sequel. I don't know, I'm really of 2 minds of that. I mean, I've enjoyed like... Well, actually, 2 of the things I'll say are both Marvel movies. Like, Infinity War was pretty hype, that's how that ended. And then, like, Across the Spider-Verse completely took me by surprise. And being like, oh my god, wow, okay. But, like, I like this more, honestly. I'm not saying that's bad, because I could keep rattling. I'm sure, even despite my hesitance, I can think of, like, stories where there's a really sharp cutoff with a cliffhanger, and then you gotta wait for the later part, and I still enjoy them, sure. But I think I like this more, where the larger plot was wrapped up, but there just are like these tantalizing plot threads left up here for us to solve. Like, there's still some mysteries. Like, I alluded to, we missed one guy, and I wasn't talking about Amalthea. I'll let you guys think about who I'm talking about, just in case we get, like, a post-credits thing still here with that character. But then there's this mystery, too, that, like, is being placed up to us. So that's great. I like it. Good, good, good. Let's carry on.
And what the purpose of that Aureole is. That's a puzzle that absolutely must be solved.
Yeah, I guess you're right. And it doesn't sound like Colonel Richard's memory can be trusted.
Yes, just like Kurt, he seems to have some missing memories. Even so, the search team was able to confirm one thing. We now know where the Black Orbment came from.
Really?
You know who made it?
No, I thought just where we found it was the implication, but okay.
Not quite, but we do know who's responsible for introducing it to the Intelligence Division. Commander of the Special Ops, 2nd Lieutenant Lawrence Belgar.
Ah, there he is! He gets mentioned. That's the guy I was referencing. Like, he just ran off, like, until again. And we never resolved his thing, so... You can bet your ass this guy's gonna be in part 2, 2nd chapter, right? Come on now. Oh! So he was the Greater Scope villain all along. He seemed like he was just a, like, super competent, like, lackey of Colonel Richard, but he was, like, higher scope all along, even, which I guess they were alluding to a little bit, since he had his own motives going on. Fascinating.
Him?
He gave it to Richard shortly after he was recruited for the Intelligence Division. And, coincidentally, that would be just about the same time Richard planned his coup. We need to find out everything about Lawrence that we can.
Huh. He always did seem strange. I guess we were lucky that we actually got a good look at his face, huh? If you want, I can try drawing you a picture of him.
That would be appreciated. I have to admit, though, that I don't have the utmost faith in your artistic skills. Maybe I should ask Sherazard or Her Majesty.
That's not nice.
Estelle, you actually saw Lawrence's face?
What, I didn't tell you? He took his helmet off when we fought him on the terrace in the Royal Keep. He looked around 20, maybe older, with ash blonde hair. He had some seriously creepy eyes, too, let me tell you. Ooh, they were so cold, but it was like they were on fire at the same time. He told the Queen, "You are hardly qualified to feel pity for me."
Hardly qualified?
Joshua?
Your eyes are looking a little creepy now too, Joshua. Something on your mind? How about you let us handle the cleanup here, and go have fun at the festival?
Okay, you're right.
Awesome! Let's go live it up. Oh, right. Are we gonna be sleeping at the castle tonight?
Yes, Her Majesty was kind enough to let me use 2 of the guest rooms in the Eastern Wing.
Hey, okay, we saved the princess, we saved the goddamn queen, we saved the goddamn nation. You think they would just give us a room, like, you know, permanent residence in the castle if we so desired? What's a guy gotta do? Come on now.
Joshua and I will be on the right, you and Shara on the left.
Me and Shara? Together?
You don't like that setup? Okay, how about me and you in one room, Joshua and Shara in the other? Just imagine, all that time for you to fawn over me and wait on me and tell me how much you missed me?
I'll bunk with Shara.
I suspected as much. Alright, then I'll see you kids tonight.
You know, it wouldn't be a big deal for you to share a room with him. I mean, it has been a long time since you last saw him. Didn't you have a lot of stuff about your mom that you wanted to talk to him about?
Yeah, but I don't much like the idea of you and Shara in the same room either.
Huh? Nothing. Let's go and look around. The town's decked out with some pretty cool festival-exclusive shops, you know. Well, we certainly can't let those pass us by now, can we? And if we get tired, there's a rest area in the East Block. Behind the stores, right? We should make that our last stop, then. Whoa, hold on. This is a playable sequence? We got a playable, like, endgame sequence? I don't know how much there's still game left. Like, do I leave this for a next episode? I can't, can I? No, that would be so lame, right? I gotta do this. Everything got all crazy there for a while, but in the end, I got to see my grandkid and Her Majesty. Thanks the goddess. The princess was so very, very pretty. When I saw her, I was all, oh. I was going to propose to my girlfriend out in front of the castle gates, when suddenly the gates opened and a bunch of royal guardsmen and bracers flew past us. I thought they'd come to stop me from proposing or something. Yeah, it's silly, I know. I lost my nerve though, and still haven't said anything to her. I can't believe something like that happened while I was standing right there. But I mustn't let myself get so easily bothered. The climax of our trip is just around the corner. And so is ours, everybody. Don't worry. I'm going so goddamn long you won't believe it. We're gonna end this game, I think. Wow. Maybe I'll head into town. It ought to be pretty wild right now. So many tourists here to see the Queen. Dude, it's the freaking... the festival music, remember? When we were in blah blah blah. This guy... Hey, whoa, slow down, buddy. Messengers don't get off for the Queen's birthday celebration. Service industry sucks. That's funny. That was really good. Colonel Richard was behind the coup d'etat. I still can't believe it. Hell, I don't want to believe it. I respected that man. There's lots of security here. I hear the bracers who won the tournament were the same ones who stopped the coup. How amazing is that? I wish I could meet those heroes one day. So, where am I? Without a map, I'm hopelessly lost. Always, even back home. Now, where's all these festival shops, though? Oh, right, we gotta go to the South Block to find them, I guess. Colonel Richard staging a coup d'etat. He looked so worried about the kingdom when I saw him before outside the castle. Was it all an act? Can't believe we got the wool pulled over our eyes so badly. So can we, like, go to, like, the bars and stuff? Is that allowed, or are they, like... No, they're not closed. Sick! Our dudes are here! Okay, I don't know about talking to all the, like, NPCs, right? But if we can have, like, a, like, denouement talking to everybody we've met on our journey, hell yeah! I'm gonna forget for a second that there is a part 2, because this is such a nice end.
The martial arts tournament. Could be a good opportunity to hone my skills. Not if Zen the Immovable made an appearance there.
Why don't you try to get in next year, Agate?
Maybe. Might be nice, but it's become such a circus. And I don't like doing tricks for a crowd.
Well, whatever floats your boat.
Hey, you two.
Zen! So, what's your next move? Back to the Republic?
I'm in no rush. There doesn't seem to be any crisis in the Republic so bad that I absolutely have to be there for it. Besides, this country is full of fine opponents from your Bracer Guild. As long as I'm here, it would be a waste to leave without testing my mettle a bit more.
Fine opponents? Who'd you have in mind?
For starters, you've got Agate, the so-called Heavy Blade. Not to mention your Silver Streak, Sherazard. And who could forget? The champions of this year's martial arts competition? Perhaps the strongest of them all!
Aw, Zen, that's so sweet. Don't think it means I'll go any easier on you. And don't hold you back on us. It's on, man. She doesn't speak for both of us. Feel free to hold back if you'd like.
In fact, I might even prefer it.
That was cute. You can have a bouillabaisse.
Seeing the Queen healthy was a real comfort. All that suspicion from the royal guardsmen was unfounded. A lot's been happening lately, but I think things are finally starting to get back to normal.
We can have a bouillabaisse. We got so much money still, because I didn't buy all those healing items. But I'm gonna make a safety save, by the way. I'll make a safety save here, crazy like that, because I'm feeling a little worried. If I hit something and my video gets ruined and everything, I don't want to do that boss fight again.
You did a remarkable job. Based on your performance, I'd say you two are already fine, full-fledged bracers. But never forget, these are only the first steps in your career.
Oh boy, what's gonna happen in the actual career if all this brouhaha was the first steps?
Thank you, sir. So, Kurt, are you feeling any better?
I'm fine, just fine. I remember just about everything, except the identity of the bastard who erased my memories. That's the only missing piece. Welcome back, brave heroes!
Grant!
You guys were amazing. Better than any other junior bracers I've met, that's for damn sure.
Yes! He couldn't have done it without everyone's help, though. I mean, my dad ended up saving my butt in there, so I'm not exactly solo heroing material.
You guys are something else. Guess this makes us partners. Here's to us!
Oh, my heart is just exploding at the good vibes of this. This is so smart that they're giving us like a little victory lap to talk to everybody. But yeah, I can't. As hyped as I am, I do think I need to close things up eventually, so I can't talk to everybody. I just can't, so I'm just gonna have a nice quick run around and talk to all the, all the named characters who have been central to our story. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, we don't have any new assignments today. You two may feel free to go out and enjoy your date. Date? Who's on a date? We are so not dating yet. Yet? At all! I meant at all! The Royal Army will be out in force during the festivities, but the other bracers should be around as well. Check the bars, shops, and inns. You're sure to find them. I did, I found them. Let's check the Fisherman's Guild. There's one guy I could talk to. Is that Fisher guy? Oh, who's this? Is this... It is Murdoch!
The best fishing gear is that which represents engineering efficiency and elegance. The sort of gear I'd want to own if I ever fished at all, just for its sheer beauty.
Okay, and is that the mayor? It is!
The world is going by too fast for me nowadays. I just want to slow it all down and fish at Valyria shore.
I even found these guys. Great. I don't think this is the guy. This is just a Fisher guy. But here's the guy, remember?
I'll never forgive Colonel Richard. He's grounded the airships and stolen our fishing from us. There was also that coup d'etat.
Amazing. That was worth it. Talk to that guy. Let's not kid around. Probably can't go here. Oh, this way leads outside. Why don't we explore some more of the city before we leave?
Yeah, you're right. There's plenty more to see. If you're tired, there's a rest area over in the east block.
I like the sound of that. I'll check it out, but first... Ice cream! Yeah, we're gonna have some apple ice cream. Just the two of us. Cute. Hey, we got matching HP. How did that happen? That's rad. It's Mayor Mabel! I was planning on going home early, but I guess that didn't happen. Well, you've had a lot to discuss, I'm sure. Indeed. Headmaster Collins has actually suggested we start a committee for royal ascendancy. There was a lot of mess with that coup, and the damage to our public image is quite big. We're going to have to start working more in concert with the other countries. Sounds to me like you're in for some busy times. All the more reason to kick back and relax tonight, no? I believe a walk to the cathedral for some prayer is in order. Actually, come to think of it, the first time I met you was on a day when you were skipping church. All the more reason to go now. Though I'm sure Idios can forgive me for a little infraction like that, right? Cute. With conferences day in and day out, I imagine Her Highness must be a very busy woman. If Her Highness really wants to relax, she needs to get as far away as she can. I hear Bose is quite nice this time of year. Yeah, okay. Cool. I wonder if we're gonna see Matron Theresa. If we're gonna have everybody show up, you know? I would really want everybody to show up, right? How are we gonna meet Chloe though? Damn it, because she's stuck as Claudia in the castle during the celebrations, right? So we're not gonna find her. That's a problem. We should go back to North Block also, just in case there's somebody in the hotel, right? I mean, I don't know who would want to go hang out in a boring-ass hotel during, like, this kind of situation, but actually, guilty as charged, I might be like, I gotta go to this hotel. This partying is getting crazy. I can't handle this. Oh, never mind. I'm so glad I came back to this hotel. So cool, the student council's all here. Estelle, Joshua. Jill. Long time no see. I heard about your adventures from Chloe. Sounds like you guys have been busy. Ruby Knight Julius indeed. Hey, Joshua! Hans, what brings you here? What brings me here? What brings me here? All this time and that's the first question out of your mouth? Do you know how lonely all my nights have been? Do you? I never forgot you, Joshua. I came running all this way to the capital to see you. But where's the princess outfit? Still the same as ever, I see. Damn straight. Looks like you've been through a lot. But you seem as full of energy as ever, thankfully. Next time you're in Rouen, be sure to stop by the school, okay? Yes, I'm so glad these characters were here. Oh, nice to see you. It's been a long time. Jill and Hans have come to the capital as school representatives. But finally, here's the real hero. Estelle! Joshua! Oh, Chloe! There you are! Yeah, I'd heard that Jill and Hans were here, so I sneaked out of the castle and came to see them. You sure do know how to act unprincessy. But of course! And I wanted to thank you, too. You've been nothing but helpful at every turn. Us? Nah, it's totally all you. We've learned a whole bunch just from being around you. You've taught us all about kindness and courtesy and strength of spirit and all that other junk. Not that it's actually junk. Oh man, I'm so bad at this. What I'm trying to say is, that's what friends do. So believe me, no thanks are necessary. Estelle! I'm so glad to see you again. Freaking healing from my heart, this scene. Ah. Okay. Probably nobody else at the hotel, but you can't blame a guy for having a quick look. I hope when we go to East Block, it doesn't like instantly shuffle us to this rest area, which sounds like that's if you want to just progress, is where you go, because, you know, I might want to check out if there's anybody over there as well, right? You never know. Alright, we met everybody now, but we haven't met Sherazard and we haven't met Olivier out of our party. And there's certainly some named characters who might... Oh, we need to go to the newspaper, right? We gotta meet Niall and Dorothy. I love those guys. Oh, and I hope we can meet Lieutenant Schwartz, too. Maybe she's at the cathedral, you know. Because she was being... You know, that's where she was hiding out earlier. This isn't the cathedral, this is some guy's house. We should check the coffee place, too. First... that is Lieutenant Schwartz, isn't it? Estelle, Joshua, how goes it? Hey, Julia, fancy meeting you here. The Archbishop was very kind to me when I took asylum here. I wanted to thank him and keep him up to date on the current situation as well. Ah, okay, that makes sense. And I wanted to thank the both of you, too. You're the reason we were able to save Her Majesty and the Princess. If you hadn't been there... Well, at any rate, you have our sincerest gratitude. Don't thank us. It was a group effort. Give a little, get a little, you know. Besides, we wanted to rescue Her Majesty just as much as you did. So it's win-win. Her Majesty's safe and everybody's happy. I suppose that's true. But thank you, nonetheless. So cute. Alright, this mystery door shall forever be locked.
It is such a joy to see so many smiling faces. May they all be blessed.
Oh, I actually wanted to talk to this deacon guy here, the Archbishop. Hard and honest work will always lead you down the right path. A common saying in our modern post-revolutionary Aureole society, no? How fascinating that the wisdom of Zemuria has taken on such a form and survived all these years. All we can do is watch over you and pray. We cannot involve ourselves in your struggle beyond that. What are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know. I completely blacked out there. What? Oh, there's this other side too, though. Hold on. I'm so grateful that the birthday celebration is a success. Praise be to Idios and her protective embrace. Good vibes altogether. Alright, let's go check out that coffee shop. Don't see anybody familiar, but I'm hoping there's somebody in there who's familiar. Tita and the Professor! Of course! Oh, I'm such an idiot. I said we haven't met Sherazard and Olivier, but I completely forgot to count. Tita, how rude of me. Tita was such a lovable character.
Ah, dear me. I'm much too old to be living on the lam.
Were you okay being left on your own with Agate?
Absolutely fine. He was very courteous and mindful of my needs. He even made sure to plan our daily routes so as not to wear me down too much. I haven't any complaints about Agate at all.
Oh.
He's no Cassius, of course, but I'm still grateful to him.
Good stuff, but here... Oh, Tita!
Estelle! Joshua!
Wow, Tita, you look happy.
Grandpa promised me we could have ice cream.
Ooh, ice cream! Ice cream is good.
You bet it is. I asked Agate to come too, but he said he didn't want to.
Agate eating ice cream? I'd pay good money to see that.
I bet he'd like it if he tried it, though.
Okay, not too crazy there, but that was a nice talk. Alright. I was kind of hoping the matron and the kids would have been there. I don't know why, but you know what? Meeting Tita and the Professor again, though, absolutely a win. But now, yeah, we gotta talk to Dorothy and Niall, come on. They've been so central to everything, too.
Hey, it's Estelle and Joshua! You know, Niall was telling me something interesting. He said this story is going to win us the Pulitzer Prize.
The what now? Don't you mean the
Shh! You wanna get sued? The Pulitzer is the annual award presented to the very best examples of journalism, literature, and music.
Okay, sure. I really don't think the Pulitzer Society would care, but whatever.
There's no higher honor for any reporter.
Oh, well, good for you then, I guess.
It's actually all thanks to you two. You're my whole story.
Aw, cute. Where's that grumpy Gus? There he is.
Joshua, Estelle, great job.
Our special coup edition has been flying off the stands. There is a ton of buzz right now about your little stunt. Sorry I couldn't get you guys some fame from it. The guild made me withhold your names. Biggest scoop of my career, you guys. You did real good.
I was hoping a little bit of back and forth dialogue. That one left me... I mean, Niall being hyped about stuff was great, but... that one I was like, can we go a little longer there? No. Okay, let's go to the East Block then and see if we can't meet up with some familiar faces there. Did I checked the Aureole place and the guards, the arms and guards, yeah? I think I've been pretty damn thorough, and it's been worth it, goddamn. This has been lovely. I mean, this has kind of like that. That was kind of it wasn't a victory lap, but it was super rewarding talking to all the characters who showed up at the festival at the academy. So yeah. This is the same, but like even better. I swear, more people turn out for the festivities every year. It's crazy. Crowds like this, I have to really keep an eye out for mischief makers and shake the fun-loving out of them. Whoa, I was gonna make a mischief makers reference myself, but then wow! They actually slipped, good job localization team. Freaking hard, they slipped in a goddamn mischief makers reference into Trails in the Sky. Oh! God damn, boy am I lucky I talked to this guy, that's insane! By the way, I saw that someone was making a spiritual successor to Mischief Makers. Kind of interested. It was, I think Limited Run Games and Waypoint had their big, reveal of, stuff together. They had a bunch of cool games. That Zelda CDI tribute game is coming out, too. I think I also saw Mischief Makers, throwback. Good stuff. God damn! Oh! One guy I talk out of all of these, and it's like, get ready for an awesome reference, dudes. What's shaking over here? Let's talk to the ticket lady. I'm so glad the birthday celebration is off to such a great start. Everyone looks so happy out on the streets today. The Queen's charisma is quite a positive influence. Yeah. We can't go in the Grand Arena, there's nobody here. Okay. The rest area, I imagine, because we hung out there that one time, remember? It's that, little courtyard there. I imagine that's where we're going to call this all off, but it's locked. God damn it, they've changed the locks. My key doesn't work. Leave it to the Queen's birthday celebration to bring out all the crazies, weirdos, and heroes. And this is still just a small fraction of the people you'll find in the Empire's capital city. Crazy, isn't it? I just can't imagine so many people milling about every single day. How can a city like that even function? Good question. Really having a look around just in case someone's hidden around somewhere here. The History Museum! I forgot about this place! We should super check this. Professor Alba might be here. I completely just now remembered Professor Alba. He's the guy who first named the Aureole, and I was like, that's not gonna be important to the plot ever. And then it super was important to the plot.
Imagine my surprise when I found myself stuck in Booze with no way home. A lot of things happened in my absence, but the museum is thankfully still intact.
Yep, this is looking pretty museum-y. Professor Alba isn't here. That's too bad. Would have liked to talk to him. I don't remember any other building being, interesting here otherwise. Wow, look at the size of this crowd. It's because it's so warm out today. God damn it, I didn't want to walk into this cutscene. I wanted to walk into the department store still. I didn't realize this would be the trigger. Anyone selling ice cream is sure to make a ton of Mira. Looking at all this kind of makes me want to eat everything they've got. Which reminds me, I made you a promise. What promise? When we were dressed up as maids in the castle, you were all sulky and pouty, and I said I'd buy you some ice cream. Why do you remember the most trivial things? And as I recall, I also made you a promise in that rest area. Oh, maybe this isn't the rest area, hold on. Oh, yeah, I guess you did. Why don't we wait for the day to settle down a little bit first? Huh? Anyway, we can walk around some more, then go to the rest area behind those stores. And then I'll buy you some ice cream. Okay? Okay. Okay, never mind. This was I guess this was progress, but not hard lock progress. It is the rest area is the same place. Thank goodness, my heart almost skipped a beat because we still got. No! Whoa! I almost walked in. I thought this was leading into the department store. I was like, we just look at the department store, and I almost walked in the goddamn rest area. Oh, my heart can't take this. Who is this? Just a random person. The clothes stuck out. I thought it was somebody. There's Annalise. And there's Sherazard, and, okay, cool. Now, where is Olivier? I was hoping he'd be at the embassy, but I didn't see him. Annalise! Hey, but why so serious?
It's just, this is the first time I had a chance to work with you like this. But you two really do a nice job of covering one another, if you know what I mean.
Well, we're around each other all the time, so we've gotten pretty used to each other's styles, I guess.
Hello, anybody home up there? Read between the lines, you doofus. I guess I just gotta come out and say it.
Annalise leaned in close and whispered into Estelle's ear.
I think you two make a very cute couple.
What?
Don't be embarrassed. It's plain to see with the way you two look at each other. I'm jealous. I mean, I'd kill for a cute boyfriend like him. Something wrong, ladies?
Cute. I usually don't shop in places like this. Sherazard and Annalise wouldn't stop going on and on about it, though, so I had to check it out. Well, hello there. What you doing, Shera? Shopping with colleagues. Been a long overdue for a nice shopping trip, after all. I don't get much of a chance these days. When I was little, I remember you used to take us shopping all the time. It was fun. That's right. When your dad was gone, the three of us used to go out all the time. You know, once we get back to Roland, let's say we do a little shopping together for old time's sake. I can buy you an outfit as a congratulatory gift. Really? I'd love to. It's a date, then. Cool. Huh. Well, I'm a little sad, but I don't know where Olivier is, honestly. I ran all through the town, and I checked all the places I feel like. He's the one guy who we haven't talked to out of everybody, you know. We found everybody else to talk to. So I don't know where he slipped off to. That bugger. He's probably, like, somewhere that isn't, like, as accessible. Like, it's not marked on the map as well, so that's why I'm being, like, tossed and turned. But I don't think... I'm sorry, guys. I don't think I'd want to put the time in to hunt for Olivier, so it's gonna be a mystery what Olivier would say. Probably something like this.
Ah, my dazzling, wondrous style is making impression on all the people. What a fine celebration and jubilation, and only made all the more shining by my ever-passionate grace and musical wit. And then he busts out a song, and everyone's like, oh my god, get away from this guy. There you go. But yes, let's go.
Okay, we finally made it to the rest area. You look pretty tired. You want to sit down and take a break for a little bit?
Let's stop and rest a bit. It's time. Also, I guess, you know, I should have accepted that they had a nice little moment there of like, are you sure you're done? Whew! Walking all over the place like that can really take it out of you.
Glad we can get off our feet for a minute, then. For the moment, at least, Gransel seems like it's genuinely at peace.
You really think so? I'm just glad that we can leave it all up to Dad and everyone else, at least for today. Of course, I really think it should be his responsibility to begin with, since he showed up so late.
Yeah, I suppose so. Maybe it's just part of his nature.
No, well, it's not like we can do anything about it. But check us out. We're actually full bracers now.
Which means we're not beholden to any specific branch and can go wherever we want. Anytime a branch is shorthanded and requests help, we'll just take an airliner to get there. But our newfound freedom will also mean greater responsibilities.
Sure, but I think we'll be able to handle it. I mean, hey, we actually played a major part in stopping a coup. And it means I'll never have to hear Dad going on about how it worries him when you're not around to keep an eye on me.
Yeah, I think his days of saying that are at an end. You really showed him what you can do. Still, I think I'd like to stay with you from now on.
Huh?
Oh, would I just get on your nerves?
No, nothing like that. But what do you mean by stay with me?
Just that we know each other so well, and we can practically read each other's minds. I think we make a good team, and I hate to break it up.
Oh, you mean like for bracer business? And here I was thinking you were going to tell me your big confession or something.
What?
Oh, nothing! Forget I said anything!
Estelle, what was that all?
But boy, it sure is hot out today, huh? And there's nothing to beat hot weather like ice cream, huh? My treat, just like I promised. So, you wait right here.
Oh? I don't think there's an ice cream stand over that way. Nah. I wonder if she... Nah, there's no way.
Oh, my, but I do envy your youth sometimes. Is this Olivier? Could that be why we didn't find him in the town? He just shows up here? That'd be kind of awesome. No, it's the other guy we looked for, Professor Alba! Wow, not the guy I expected to show up in a cutscene like this, huh? Professor Alba? It's been a long time since we last met, hasn't it? So much has happened lately, but things are finally settling down again. People truly... Wow, I'm a little... It's like I've been talking for 3 hours, come on. People truly thrive the most in peaceful times. Oh, is something the matter? You look a bit pale. I would have thought you'd generally be in better spirits now that you've attained senior bracer status. Speaking of which, I truly must congratulate you on your success. So long as, of course, I'm not being too forward in doing so.
Ever since we first met, you always made me really uncomfortable. I'm a little more used to you now, but I still get the shakes a little bit whenever you look at me.
He did have, like, I don't know, he was being a little lustful about the Aureole. And he was the guy who introduced us to the Aureole. I just realized, hold on. Oh my, what the heck? Where is this gonna go? I just now realized. The Aureole's still a mystery, but who's the only other guy outside of, like, when we were dealing with it at the castle who's talked about the Aureole? This guy! Oh my god, I just thought about that. And I even said that earlier today. I was like, oh yeah, remember we like talked about the Aureole that one time? Although that time long, I didn't. Oh my god, hold on now. Oh.
And in all the cases we've dealt with, there have been people who just forget things. You're always there investigating, no matter where we've gone. Your timing's almost a little too good. What really clued me in was Kurt's reaction. He lost his memories too. He said he wasn't feeling so well when he was in the stands. And you were right there with him.
Was he? I must have completely glossed that over. I wasn't thinking about something like that. Wow.
Professor Alba, was it you?
Impressive. Even with your cognizance and recollection being puppeteered, you were still able to piece it all together. He really is the bad guy! What? Oh my god! I should have... The fact that he was being... I just said that he was being shifty about the Aureole, but I never thought about it any further. My God, I've been played! Indeed, it was I. Allow me to clear away your confusion. Whatever that all was, that wasn't great. Whatever we just saw there. You're... So, you finally remember me, do you? When your heart was in tatters, it was I who rebuilt it. I who restored it. It was I who poured a soul back into that empty vessel.
You have the power to twist the minds and memories of men. The 7 snake apostles, the Ennui. You're one of them!
The what?
Weissman the Faceless!
I've not heard that name pass your lips in ages. Weissman. Enforcer. Number 13.
What?
The Black Fang. Joshua Astray. Joshua Astray? And Black Fang's one of his moves, too. Whoa.
You are behind all of this! Which means that Lieutenant Lawrence has to be...
It is as you surmise. I was kind enough not to erase your memories of him. I'm not surprised you were able to make the connection so quickly. I'm sure he'd be pleased to know you were thinking of him.
So, you're here to finish me off?
No, nothing of the sort. The first phase of our plan went off without a hitch. Since I've a moment to spare, I simply thought I'd come to see you.
First phase? The seal in the old ruins?
The gate which blocks the path to the ring. Wrenching it open was but the first step of many. And already there exists no means of closing it again.
I knew this wouldn't be the end of it. What the hell is the Shining Ring? And what is your little society after?
If you really wish to know, why don't you rejoin? I'm certain that you'd be able to return to active duty in no time. You needn't look so glum. We can get you back into fighting form. Please, spare me your withering looks. I do understand that you have a family now, whom you regard as important. You greatly admire your father, to say the nothing of the girl you so adore. Even with him on our side, throwing those gifts away would be the actions of an idiot. And so, I've come here to see you. I came to offer you true freedom from our association, as thanks for the integral role you so perfectly played. Which means that I must congratulate you, Joshua. You are already a free man. I am most grateful of all the work that you've done over the past 5 years.
What?
Oh, don't be so boring. I was expecting a bit more cheer out of you at hearing such news. Perhaps there's a flaw in the design of your emotions.
I've been helping you? What kind of bullshit are you expecting me to swallow?
Oh, pardon me. I completely forgot to tell you. I never intended you to be an assassin, but rather a spy.
He's a what?
The society abandoned you. We played on the pities of a noble-hearted man, and it worked. You were given a loving home. And while you were there, our contacts would check in on you from time to time, and you'd tell them everything. We were particularly interested in your reports on the movements of the Bracer Guild, as well as your intel on one Cassius Bright. But of course, you wouldn't remember having done things such as that. You were not yourself at the time. Cassius Bright, S-ranked Bracer. He was the foremost impediment to the success of this plan. We felt certain he would be quick to act in order to stop any coup d'etat that should occur. But through a detailed analysis of his behavioral patterns, we finally devised a plan that would lead him out of the country, and out of our way. The intel you've unknowingly been feeding us has been most useful indeed. No. And so I must thank you again. The past 5 years have been of inestimable help.
No! You're lying! You have to be lying! All that time I spent with Estelle?
Why are you so sad? Has your feigned ignorance not earned you a beloved family, as well as a happy home? If you say nothing, they will never know. However, it is the sort of thing that might weigh heavily on a fellow. Since your fellow members of the Bright household are such good people, perhaps a little too good for a monster such as yourself. However much you may model your behavior after a normal, decent person, you are no such thing. You must surely have noticed your ability to reason through and execute a solution to a problem, no matter the circumstances. Your physical strength and reflexes, better than an entire squadron of normal soldiers. You are my greatest creation, my human weapon. That is who and what you truly are. The Black Fang. You have no place in the lives of normal people. You'll never be happy in their presence again. You can't be. When it becomes too much for you, you are always welcome to return to the Grandmaster Society of Souls. Back to Ouroboros. What a freaking name. Sorry, I'm interrupting the narrative because I'm so engrossed, but what a freaking name drop. Ouroboros. Oh my god. Was his eyes red there? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I only looked at the last second. Did he have glowing red eyes there? What the heck? Anyway, oh my god!
Is this my punishment? My sister? And Lo? What do I do?
Lo? Who was... or Le, if you want to be really German. I don't know how to face him after all that. But I've kept him waiting for way too long. Oh, that's ironic, that line there. I don't know how to face him after all that. That's actually really good, ironic line situation there. It's getting late, too. I'm such an idiot. I need to learn to think before I open my mouth. I wonder if Joshua's figured me out. Oh god, I think he's not supposed to be there yet, but widescreen is spoiling a guy I really don't want to run into right now. Oh, gotta cool down. I feel like I'm stuck in permablush mode. Ah, Estelle! I thought I might find you around here somewhere. Hi, Professor Alba. Fancy seeing you here. Indeed. I was actually just speaking with Joshua. Congratulations on your promotion to Senior Bracer status. Thanks. Huh? Is something wrong? I don't know. Something just seems different about you. What's got you looking so cheerful? Okay, you've got me. To tell the truth, I've made several major advances in my archaeological research. You might say that it's put me in a good mood. Hey, that's awesome! Oh, sorry. The ice cream's gonna melt, so I'd better get going. I'll see you later! I see. Cassius Bright's daughter. I think she's going to be quite a lot of fun. Hey! Sorry it took so long. It was super crowded there, but I have returned with our valuable loot. Cool. Thanks. Now we can eat like kings. Yeah. So, about earlier. Yeah, I want to apologize for that. I didn't mean to be so vague. It just wasn't an appropriate time for confessions, you know? Oh, sure. I didn't really mind so much. Well, when I gave it some more thought, it seemed kind of silly to try and rush things. We may be senior bracers now, but that just means that we have a different work to focus on. We might have to really consider our future prospects. Right. If we get married, we'll have to think about raising children. Okay, so yeah, well, I've been mum on this, but they've been hinting it pretty hard, but here we are, yeah. They have been setting up this plot line that I have mixed feelings about. Okay, it's confirmed. I don't know why I was expecting it to go somewhere else at this point, but here we are. I've got to stop getting so far ahead of myself! Well, it's evening already, so why don't we eat our ice cream on the way back? Everyone's probably waiting for us. Hey, Joshua? What is it? Did you have something you wanted to discuss about the future? No! What would give you that idea? Come on, let's get back to the castle. Oh, that was so creepy, him just standing there facing away, and then turning around like nothing's wrong at all. Damn, that was uncomfortable. Damn, that whole scene was uncomfortable. Oh, man. What's wrong, Estelle? You've been completely on edge for a while now. Something on your mind? Yeah. Hey, Shara? Did you think Joshua was acting weird at dinner? If anyone was acting weird, I'd say it was you. He was as calm as he ever is. Well, yeah, but... I see. I get it. Get what? You can't keep secrets from me. I had a feeling about it, but I was wondering if you'd ever admit it to yourself. You're kind of falling for Joshua, aren't you? You can tell? It's pretty obvious. Sorry, hon. But I'm guessing you haven't told him anything about this. No. Joshua's always picking on me, telling me what a dope I am. He really hasn't done that much, I feel like. Honestly, I don't know. Not that I should be criticizing anyone, I guess. You're so naive. It's a wonder how you've lasted this long. You need to learn to look a little deeper. Big Sister is ready to begin your education in love, Estelle. I'm never asking you for advice again. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I don't mean to tease. But you guys set out just when puberty was about to hit. It's only logical that you'd start picking up on feelings for each other. Oh, you think so? Traveling together just seems like such a petty reason for that kind of thing. I guess I've gotten a little more self-aware since we started all this. Oh, this isn't like me at all! You're the proverbial flower that refuses to blossom. Every girl feels that way. Shara! I don't want to lecture you or talk about this with you if you're not ready. But if you are, then let's say we have ourselves some girl talk, hmm? Would it help if I told your fortune? Yeah, okay. I promise I'll listen to whatever you have to say. Okay, alright. Time for your lesson, my protege. Oh, Estelle, big sister is moved to tears. On second thought, never mind. But thank you. I do feel a little better. I'm gonna go see Joshua for a little bit. Oh, you're gonna tell him? Not about that. There really does seem to be something weird going on with him. I want to see what that's about first. Aww. Well, you do seem to know him better than anyone else. I'm sure that everything will turn out just fine between you two. Maybe you can even just have a nice calm discussion with him and be open about what's on your mind. I don't think I'm quite that ready yet. Okay, I'll see you later. Young love. They'll probably be fine. Huh. They're not here. Oh yeah, Dad's still in some meeting, I think. But where's Joshua? Oh! Such a good callback. Joshua? Ah, he's out playing somewhere then. Oh my god, this segment is still playable? Oh my goodness. Here's the bar. Look how lucky we are! I was wondering we might find this man here in the castle. Is there anybody else we could meet up? Probably not. I can't think of anybody else anymore we could see, so...
Oh ho! 'Tis young Joshua's performance, is it not? I heard him play by the lake, but this is not mere playing. It's the weaving of melody, the chisel of a sculptor or brush of a painter. He's been practicing, I surmise.
He did play a lot when he was a kid. He played other songs, but this was the one he'd always come back to.
Was it now? It's quite a surprise to hear Joshua play such a delicately beautiful and obscure song. There are few enough Imperials who still remember it, much less Liberalians.
Wait, so it's an Erebonian song?
Indeed, the Whereabouts of Light. A very old Erebonian melody. A perennial favorite of the country folk, in fact.
Wow, I had no idea. That's super good that we talked to Olivier and found that out. Oh, now I want to kind of run around a little bit more, check some of these other rooms. Hey, isn't that Joshua playing the harmonica? If we can hear it from here, then he must be playing in the garden terrace. Now's your chance. Better get up there to him now while the situation is just right. Yeah, I'd better. Better not! This is so not the time for that, Shara. Oh, you're no fun. I can't believe there's still a chance to talk to all these people at this point.
Ah, Estelle, hello. Seems Master Cassius is still in conference, no?
Yeah, seems that way. Second Lieutenant Lawrence and Captain Amalthea are still on the run, after all. Reorganizing the military chain of command will probably take him a good long while. And that's just one thing he's got to deal with.
Pity. I was going to invite him for a drink. But I'm certain the Master will put every effort into catching them. I have complete faith in his abilities. Still, to think that Lawrence was going easy on us during the martial arts competition. If he hadn't been.
Yeah, when he fought the second time, it was like someone had flipped a switch. Except instead of on-off, it was strong, crazy strong. I mean, I know he used to be a Jaeger, but are all Jaegers as strong as he is?
Well, he is experienced at least. and any soldier with his experience is sure to be quite powerful. But his power is beyond words. Facing him is like going off to be slaughtered. It's suicide.
God damn, all this hype for a guy we're probably only gonna fight in second chapter, yeah? Very funny. Oh, I wanna go to the other side, the other guest quarters. Everybody's here as guests, wow! That's it. My voice is going a little bit... Are you guys okay? Like, it's been 3 hours, 20 minutes. Can I take a really quick drink here? I was so unprepared. I really thought, like, that we'd still be in the ruins for an hour and then close it, and then, like, the final fight would be next time. Ugh. Okay, carry on.
That sound is so pretty. Who's playing it?
Oh yeah, he's never played harmonica for you before, has he? That's Joshua.
Joshua? I didn't know he could play the harmonica. He's good.
Yeah, he's alright.
I'm too clumsy to play any kind of instrument myself. He's lucky to have that kind of talent.
Sheesh, if he does clumsy, what does that make me?
That music takes me back. I feel as if I heard it back when I was a kid.
Really? But you're originally from Ravenue Village, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Agate has a little sister there. Her name's Misha.
Hey!
No way! You've got a sister?
Yeah, I've got a sister. So what? I ain't brother of the year or anything like that, if that's what you're implying. I pretty much never go home, but I guess maybe when I get some time I can drop by for a visit.
I wonder if you go to Ravenue Village. I bet there is. There 100% has to be, like, because they think of everything, these, like, when it comes to the writing of the story. I wonder if there's an NPC named Misha if you dick around, and she probably talks about her brother, right? There has to be.
I've successfully recovered that gospel thing Colonel Richard was using. After the investigation of the sealed area is complete and I've returned to Zeiss, I'll have to run a full series of experiments on it.
It is weird, I'll give you. It's like nobody knows where or how it was made.
Indeed. If we can't determine its true form, we may never learn the meaning of the events that occurred in the sealed area. My academic instincts are tingling just thinking about how important an artifact this truly is.
Tingling is generally good. Just don't get so wrapped up in it that you let yourself get kidnapped again, okay?
Of course, I'll take every precaution. I've even made certain the gospel itself has been placed in Cassius's care. There is no safer place for it, would you not agree?
Yeah, that's about the best you're gonna get. Oh, we gotta go across, right? We gotta go across now. The harmonica sounds like it's coming from outside. Maybe Joshua's at the garden terrace? Oh, they won't let us, so we can't talk to quite everybody then. But, you know, this was a pretty good amount of talking to, like, buddies, yeah? Well, one last meeting with Chloe would have really been nice, but nah. Not here. Okay. Maybe Chloe's, because isn't this where the queen lives? Oh, never mind. It was over here on the side. Never mind. We're not going to get to go to the queen's chambers. I messed up. That's fine. They probably wouldn't have let us in. That seems like a little extraneous.
Hey, Estelle. Nice night, isn't it?
Yeah. There's that song again. The Whereabouts of Light. Oh, cool. Because we talked to Olivier. We got that, I assume.
I've lost a lot. But this song and this harmonica have always been with me. I've been thinking about why I play it. Maybe it's a habit I should quit. I think I want to tell you what I was doing before I met you.
Joshua! Okay.
This may take a while. Do you mind?
Not at all. I'll listen to whatever you have to say.
Thank you. Once upon a time, there lived a little boy all by himself.
Oh my, we're actually getting this. This seems like something they could have saved for, the sequel, or, part 2. Just the mystery of who Joshua is, but okay, never mind, let's go.
He was the timid sort, relying on the kindness of others without a single redeeming trait. But he had people he cared about with him, so he was happy. But one day, something happened that broke his heart. He forgot how to speak, to feel, even to eat. All he could do was play his harmonica. No matter how hard his caretaker tried, nothing helped his heart to mend, and he grew weaker by the day.
Damn, this is tragic. And then the cure was this evil guy messing with his brain? Oh no.
One day, a wandering magician appeared before the boy. "I will heal the boy's heart for you," he said. "Provided, of course, I am compensated." And so the boy was given over into the magician's care.
Okay, so we're getting like this parable rather than the exact details, so I think they are leaving some mystery for second chapter.
As he attempted to piece the broken heart back together, the magician found that he could shape the boy's existence into anything he wished. And so the boy's new heart became that of a murderer. For 2 years, the boy killed every single day. Under cover of night, he murdered dozens of soldiers. He slit the throat of a national cabinet minister who was under heavily armed guard. Sometimes he used explosives, which maimed and killed innocent bystanders. At some point, he became regarded as something more than a mere killer. He was known as the Black Fang, and the name struck fear into the hearts of men. One day, the magician gave the boy an assassination order. Cassius! His target was a hero, a man who had protected his queen and nation from the threat of an invading northern country. He was a bracer who held a special rank shared only by 3 others in the entire land. But the target was too strong. He defeated the boy with all the ease of a tiger swatting at a playful cub.
Cassius fought. I gotta rewatch, the very early when they find the boy and Cassius and Joshua talk to each other. Oh my god, I gotta rewatch that cutscene from the start of the game. If there's any kind of recognition between the two of them. Holy moly.
At that moment, some of the magician's servants showed up. Since the boy's face had been seen, he was now a loose end to be tied up. But someone came to his aid and drove the attackers away. It was, of course, the man he had come to kill.
That's how... Hold on. We never did... Didn't he just show up? Cassius just showed up in the house with Joshua. And this is how it happened. Oh my god!
And so the boy was taken to the man's house, where he met a young girl.
But apparently, if we're to believe Alba or Weissman, Joshua was never supposed to kill Cassius. They knew that Cassius would beat Joshua, and they knew that Cassius would adopt him so they could have him deep cover. If I'm reading, this is insane. This is my brain is melting at these last minute plot twists. Boy, they saved some bombshells for. Oh my god.
He lived there for 5 years, always feeling like he was lost in some wonderful dream. In the real world, he would never be allowed to have such dreams. But all dreams must end at some point. The time was drawing near when reality could be avoided no longer. And that's the end of my story. Thank you for being patient with me and listening.
Was all that real?
Every syllable. My heart is broken. My hands will always be stained with blood. I failed in the assassination of your father. I've been betraying you for a long time. The boy can't be saved from his real purpose. His presence alone seems to bring disaster and misery. He's just tainted. But the boy set out on a journey, in hopes that he may keep his misfortunes from the ones he holds dear. He will find and stop the foul magician who created the life he has led. What? What? That's the last remnant of my human heart. I won't be needing it anymore, but I want you to take it. It's hardly an adequate way to thank you for the last 5 years. Yet I can't think of anything better. Is that his harmonica? Is that the thing? Stop it. What? I said stop it! Stop talking about it like it's a dream! You make it sound like nothing that's happened was even real to you! What difference does the past make? Your heart is broken? What does that even mean? Estelle. Look at me! Look into my eyes! They've always seen that boy. In good times and bad. No matter how much the boy was hurting, I always saw how hard he'd keep holding on. Joshua, I love you! You can't just leave me on my own. My feelings won't just go away when you do. I won't let you! Estelle. Huh? Oh. Oh my, wait a second, is this, oh my god, it's salacious! Joshua. What was that? It's so bitter. It's just a fast-acting sedative. Don't worry, there are no side effects. Shit! Why? Why did you... My Estelle, you shine like the sun. My time with you was the happiest and the most painful I've ever known. Just as the brightest light casts the darkest shadow, if you stayed with me, you'd find out just how disgusting my true nature is. Sometimes, I think it would have been better if we'd never met. No! But this time is different. I'm grateful that you came to see me. I hate that I have to run from a girl who's so important to me, but it's all I can do. But I want you to know that I'll always be thinking of you. Joshua? Joshua? Thank you for everything. You had me from the first moment I met you. I've always loved you. That's the words he's gonna leave while... Goodbye, Estelle. Well, gotta take another drink real quick, everybody. Gonna let this play out for a second because ugh. This is so sad. This is like, is this
Is this supposed to be... Wow. Dude, they actually have the cast first. Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind to go with programmers after all. Never mind. Dude, there's the scene! The tragic scene. Oh no, don't put these pictures down on us. Like this. Come on. This is unfair. Fuck. Sorry, I kind of want to let this play out a bit before I start really talking, because I want to look at these pictures. Oh, Estelle is passed out there. Hell yeah! Let's learn to be awesome. And we were. Boy. Oh my god, I just needed to think for a second what's going on in this picture. Oh, that was also super sad. Very unrelated to why this is sad, but sad still. Damn. Yeah, special thanks to those guys. I don't know what they all did, but... It was his harmonica that he left behind. Oh no! Well, that's actually... It ending that, hopefully. Her setting off like that with a smile on her face. That's interesting, though. That's kind of cool. Fiend. Yes, you could say that. The end of the first chapter. After saving clear data, you may load it from the title screen to begin a second playthrough with various statistics carried over. I guess I can save it there. Thank you. Where do we end up from here? Oh, what's this? I don't remember. Did this play when the game started? The skies show no mercy. They see and engulf all. I don't remember this at all. And the gears of fate continue to turn. Hey, it's the boss music! The second chapter! Never mind, this is a trailer for chapter 2! Leaving his harmonica with Estelle, Joshua vanishes into the fading light. Estelle sets out on a new journey to bring him home. Oh my god! But the faint tolling of a distant bell indicates the dawn of a new era. That's the gospel there, I assume. A time of conspiracy and calamity. More trials await the men and women of Liberal Kingdom. New journeys. Special characters. Peculiar artifacts. One epic adventure. Reaching, grasping for that familiar melody. Marching ever onward. Well, there's gonna be an airship fight in this? Plotting out the trails of destiny once more. It was trails, not trials there. And there's like apparently a bunch of tanks. This is so funny, we're watching a trailer at the end of the game. Okay. Movie? Oh, we can just open ending next. Oh, okay, opening, ending, and next. Okay. Next is the trailer. Cute. Oh man, I'm exhausted, everybody. It's been 3 hours, 40 minutes, and I still need to do my review, so I don't know if I can really... Dude, I'm really sorry. I need to think about this. First of all, a couple things I want to address. At this point, I could just, like, turn this into the Trails channel, right? Boy, am I, like, hyped to play second chapter now. Part of me also thinks it might actually help to let that simmer, you know. I was already thinking, like, you know, how much I was enjoying first chapter. I was like, I could just start playing nothing but Trails games on this RPG slot, and I'd probably enjoy myself for a good long while. Who knows, I might be so sunk in that, like, once we get to Cold Steel, I might actually be a complete convert as well at that point. I might, you know, completely gloss over all the, like, stuff people say about those ones, you know, just like, no, I love it! But now, even more I'm burning now, but I do think I need to, like, play something else instead. You know, I gotta play another RPG for a change. The other big question... I said some bold words as we were playing. I said something to the tune of, this might be my favorite, like RPG. Do I cop out and say I'm gonna wait to play second chapter before I give the answer? Because, I don't know. I don't know. These feelings are so fresh right now. So, like, if you pick me up, like, when I played Final Fantasy IX, or Final Fantasy V, or, so, I don't know, Valkyria Chronicles. If you go back and look up that video from 9 years ago of me playing Valkyria Chronicles and compare to my mood at the end of that, is it as high as it is here? I don't know. Well, there are some other RPGs I just absolutely... Super Robot Wars V, Super Robot Wars R, some of those I was just like, yes, 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 yes! Or Alpha, even. I don't know, but I am elated. Right now, I don't think it would... Like, in the mood I'm in right now, I don't think I would be crazy stretch if I said this was my favorite RPG. This was so damn good. Yeah, I gotta keep this review short, so I'm gonna only like 15 more minutes. I gotta end this at 4 hours, goddammit. Okay. The story is fantastic. As I've talked so much in this and in, like, our podcast and everywhere else. I love the easygoing attitude of this story. It is like everything I could ask for. Like it's like not as like not so, if I am rude, up its own self about its like weird like world lore and mechanics, and not so insane grand scale about fighting gods and insanity like that. It's a deeply personal and like small scale story, but it's not like a entirely like lackadaisy like an Atelier game is. Well, the one Atelier game I played, which, you know, well, I loved that too, but like still, this still was pretty high stakes and like huge, but it was so warm and so lovable. I loved it. I will say, as I suspected, once the true plot picked up, I think my interest like waned a little bit. There just was something I loved about us doing regional things in Bose and Rouen and Roland. Those chapters were absolutely fantastic, culminating in my favorite chapter, chapter 2, with Chloe and everybody in Rouen. Once we got the Zeiss, okay, we got Tita, fantastic character, and we got, you know, all that. But then, I don't know, somehow it just a little bit dipped for me once like the coup plot got into real gear. It's funny, I've read people be like, online, look, The beginning of the game is a little boring and a lot isn't happening. Once you hit the Zeiss chapter is when the story picks up and then you'll enjoy it. And it's so funny, I'm like Mr. Contrary here. I was loving this vibe and then my smile faded a little bit once we hit the real plot. And also the martial arts tournament was pretty hype, but I don't know, it ate up a lot of time in the story. So those are a few caveats which will say that this isn't a 10 out of 10 story, but like, goddamn, did I love it, and these characters are gonna like be always burned in my subconscious now. It was so freaking good. Yeah, gameplay was solid. I really enjoyed the gameplay. I talked about how I thought the orbments are like the materia system in Final Fantasy VII, but a little bit more personalized, a little bit more interesting. I think it worked really well. And I think the game was paced out well with all the orbments you get, so that when I first looked at that list of spells, I was like, that's it. But it all lasted out pretty well at the end. In the end, it was really only the new weapons we got that felt like a big power-up. The Orbiments power-ups we weren't really getting at the end anymore, but it was fine. This game had a really bold choice of having like the CP and EP system. I think I myself didn't utilize the EP like arts to its fullest because I was playing very conservatively with them. But I think it was like I think it worked surprisingly well to have like you fill out your you kind of use you use regular attacks, like, you know, when you got nothing else going on, to fill up your CP meter, and you use your special abilities with your CP regularly, like, to like, affect the combat. And then when you need, like, a big moment, you throw out your, like, arts with the EP. I think it worked surprisingly well. And, like, outside of combat, the gameplay, this is pretty much exactly what I want out of, like, a turn-based RPG like this. It's just, like, lovely handcrafted world, running all over the place, talking to people, just enjoying it, just vibing it. Very, very good. Presentation. I'm biased. This is such a good look. I'm a little sad that they drop sprites once you get to Cold Steel and all of that. I'm a little sad, I'm a little biased that happens. The sprite look is great, but hey, we got like still the 2 trails in the sky, and we got trails into Azure, trails into Zero are the 2. Those still have sprites, I believe. So yeah, but anyway, this is my nostalgia jam look of this like PlayStation 2 graphics, these sprites and like lovely 3D realms. Good amount of detail. The dungeons were boring. Just the internal curse. It seems I'm just not satisfied with any RPG dungeon if it's not like fixed camera angle, hand-painted, pre-rendered backgrounds like Final Fantasy, apparently. I'm just not satisfied. But those sewers were uninteresting. The ruins all looked the same. I just couldn't get into those. The Aureole Villa was probably the best. That was interesting. But otherwise, yeah, not great. But like level design aside, like the like beautiful look, character models were great. I loved it. Music worked really well. At first, I was like, oh, because Falcom is known for its rocking soundtrack, and this was rather subdued. But it worked all the damn time. I loved it. And you know, once you really got that hype, like special boss music, it was worth it after having like really simple boss music all throughout before that. Yeah. Yeah, it works. It all works. This is incredibly good. I love this game, damn it. I want to cry. Not just about the ending, but just how like good this game was, damn it. I loved it. This is that case where even though it's the first part, if somehow second chapter sucks, I'm just gonna be so happy I played this one. I'm like, oh my god, this was so good. And I loved it so much. It was so hype. But let's talk about my favorites. My favorite protagonist, of course, is Chloe, for being the secret princess, but even before she was the secret princess, if she wasn't a princess, I would have a hard time picking between Chloe and Tita, who really, like, kind of appeal to me. Because she had the princess archetype, if you want to call that an archetype, without, you know, even before she was revealed to be an actual princess, so I love that. Her story arc was so good in Ruan. Tita, that's so fun having the, like, genius inventor little girl character. She pulls out a minigun, so immediately, like, tons of extra points for her. You know, love it, love it, love it, love it. But yeah, the fact that the Chloe plot, as I've talked many times, was done so well with the subterfuge of, what's her face? Josette, Josette, lowering my guards with her reveal so that I was completely unprepared for everything involving Chloe was so genius writing that I can't reward the award to anybody else but my favorite character, Chloe, who is fantastic and will always be great. My favorite villain. Oh, by the way, of course, every protagonist was great. Even Agate was fantastic. All things considered, like, really. The character who would appeal to me least, but he got enough moments of him being flustered and everything, his vulnerable side presented, that, you know, I loved him too. Okay, favorite... Also, should I say favorite, side character? I don't know, Matron Theresa, maybe? I just really enjoyed the, like, side story of her. That whole story was so satisfying that I just really enjoyed it. If not her, favorite protagonist, favorite, like side character protagonist. Professor Russell, maybe? He was very lovable. He was a good, like, support for Tita and everything. I liked having him being the smart egghead guy there, helping us out. Really good stuff. Oh, favorite villain. Oh, come on. Oh, of course it's the Capuas, with Josette getting special reference. What a perfect starter villain to have these. By the way, I have now been watching the Super Beard Bros play Mega Man Legends, so I now have a better understanding of the Bonds, who I mentioned previously I don't know very well, and oh boy, these are basically the Bonds, these three guys. Not just Team Rocket, but Super the Bonds, the Bond family from Mega Man Legends is the Capuas. But yeah, what a perfect starter villain team to, like, set the mood and like kind of mess with you a little bit. And you know they're not the real deal, but, like, it's just, they worked so well, they were so fun. Them showing up at the martial arts tournament is really what cinched it, I think. Them getting to appear again, like, there, and have a little moment to be cool, that cinched it and made them, like, my favorite villains. Great villains, too. Dalmor was great, and his assistant Gilbert, I hated him, but I loved to hate him. Colonel Richard was solid, even though I called it that early. Like, okay, that one I was able to be like, that's gonna be a villain. Weissman, I guess, because I totally did not call, even though the signs were there when we first met him. Points for that. I guess great villain, too. Is Joshua a villain? Whatever, he's great, too. Lawrence is the only one who I'm not actually that interested in, just because he's the mystery man, so there's not a lot to go on there. Nah. We'll play second chapter one day, and then I'll know, then I'll make my mind on Lawrence, but yeah, Capua's, particularly Josette, for being such a good foil to Estelle. Favorite villains, easy pick. Favorite level, yeah, favorite boss fight. I don't know, actually the final boss was fantastic now that I look back on it. I was really stressed out, and I did think that some of those moves were... The way it kept throwing out that death gaze was unfair, but I guess it wasn't because we won without too much hassle. But that really did challenge me, that really put me to the test. So, Reverie is my favorite boss. Also, it's a giant robot, can't say no to that. The giant transforming robot, Favorite level, the Herb Royal Villa, yeah, was satisfying. That was hype, and the level was actually interesting. The action music being there all the time was super, and it just was altogether super cool. I loved it. Funniest moment, oh, I forget exactly what the line was, but, like, it was something when we went to talk to the priest to find where Lieutenant Schwartz was disguised as Sister Ellen, was it? And he says something like, "Are you confidants?" And Estelle goes, "What? No, ew." That was such an unexpectedly... It's a little puerile, but it was so out of left field that it got such a big laugh out of me. I think that's the funniest joke in the game. Funniest moment for sure. that courier being like, "Couriering sucks," was actually pretty funny too. So easy second for that, but that was by far the funniest. Was just the bluntness of that Estelle. What? No, ew. It was really good. Okay, this is where our long trail comes to an end. For now. There's many reasons, like I said, that I want to not jump into second chapter right away. I want to sit and stew on this a little bit. Just be like, wow, because this was a lot to take in after such a roller coaster these last 4 hours. Apart from that, I do want to have variety on my channel. All that said, you know that other Falcom series called Ys? I've been avoiding playing that because I've been playing this Falcom game, but now that there's no Falcom games going on, is time for a comeback? But when it comes to the RPG slot here, I do want to have variety, so I am going to play something else now. Am I going to jump into second chapter right after that? Depends on my mood. I'm going to have to think on it a little bit. There's other RPGs in the world that I could be playing, so I'll have to think about it, but don't be surprised if it's like I play something else that I do have locked in. I know what I want to play next. And after that, Trails in the Sky second chapter just starts. Maybe it'll happen. But no, I do want to have variety, and I might play something else, but it's just, you know, I can only play so many games in my life, you know? That's one of the haunting things when I'm making this Let's Play channel. I wish I could play every goddamn game I want to. For you people, I wish I could. I'm not going to be able to do that in my lifetime, is the sad thing. I got plenty of years left on me, I think. But even that said, I'm not going to be able to play every game that I want for you guys. And I don't want to push, since now I'm this much personally invested in this Trails game. And I like it so much. I'm getting choked up here. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know if I want to put off, because, like, then, what if I leave this series unplayed now? If I, like, constantly be avoiding, like, playing this all the damn time. Wow, I'm getting really emotional. I'm sorry. I need to end this. Wow. So, I'm really conflicted, but I am going to play something else, and then I think it might be sooner rather than later. We're going to get back to Trails, just so, like, I can enjoy this more. Wow, this really is the best RPG I've ever played, because I'm, like, actually feeling this at the end, isn't it? I think for this day at least, I'll say that. This was the best RPG I ever played, god damn it. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching it too, because god damn, it was good. But, yeah, I've been Minsk, this has been Trails in the Sky. Whew! See you all in the future, everybody. Bye!